Hey guys, this is Arsenal Giants PS3 with the third episode of our Superliga thing. And first off, this is the Championship. Some people have been asking to see what teams are in there, and as you can see, this is kind of the bottom end. They've played more games than us. Some pretty good teams in there, including like Napoli and Newcastle and stuff. And then League 1 is kind of the second version, with teams like Swansea, Boca Juniors, Fulham, LA Galaxy, New York Red Bulls, Mönchengladbach, and teams like that. But anyway, here's the squad report. It's a pretty good start, although as you can see, my form is terrible at the moment. But some growth on certain players. Our first game was at Tottenham at White Hart Lane, and I fielded a pretty strong team. Podolski, Eriksson all starting to kind of put pressure on Tottenham's defence, which arguably is one of the worst in the division. But they started off pretty well, as you can see here. Sarko goes down injured, and Adebayor puts one wide. So Sarko very early on looks like he's got some kind of arm injury there. So I bring on Mertesacker, who was a bit of a letdown. But anyway, after a poor clearance there, trying to clear it, the ball comes out and eventually finds its way into Van der Vaart's feet. And he's got an easy finish there. Pretty annoying goal to get, but my kind of fault for not being able to clear it. Then Van Persie found a bit of space and went on a run. And I thought I had a penalty there, but the referee gave a free kick. And then Podolski and Gavinho came together quite well, and Podolski just slams that one in on his left foot. I've noticed he has such powerful shots on his left foot. He must have, I don't know what his shot power stats are, but he's a beast. If you've got the chance, there's no point trying to finesse with Podolski. And then Podolski uses that gifted left foot again to find from Van Persie, who finds Gavinho, who looks like he's lost it there. He gains the ball and bang, smashes it into the top left corner to make it 2-1 to us in the 19th minute. So a very kind of crazy start. As you can see, Friedel had no chance. Then once again, Podolski was involved with a bit of space, this time shooting with his right, just wide. And then Van Persie cuts inside on Walker, I think that is, and wins, it's Kabul, and wins a penalty. And he steps up with his left foot, he's got a small injury, and smashes it in. Luckily the injury didn't carry on, but a nice goal to make it 3-1 before the break. Kind of harsh on Tottenham, they were a good, they played pretty well. And as you can see here, Adebayor gets a chance and goes for the finesse, but just hits the bar. And then Lennon again, going down the wing and finds Adebayor, or tries to, but it comes off Koscielny here. Headers it onto his own place, one of the crazier things, but very Koscielny-esque. Then Van der Vaart finds Adebayor, and on his right foot kind of just pokes it in. A nice finish from the traitor. And then decide to make a quick sub. Van Persie didn't have a bit of pace and had a slight injury, so I bring on Ryo Miyachi, or however you say it. Adebayor once again looked pretty dangerous, testing Szczesny. Then Gavinho got a bit of space, went on a run, took on the defender, cuts inside here, and then goes down. The referee gives a penalty. I don't know about that one, looked a bit dodgy. It's kind of hard to tell, but Podolski takes it and his left foot smashes it in around the same penalty, around the same placement as Van Persie, but a pretty good penalty all the same. Then Nani, a player that Tottenham always seem to buy, plays it into Adebayor, who misses from pretty close range there. That's pretty poor, but we win 4-2 with 2 penalties and 2 goals from Podolski, and Sarko is unfortunately out for 8 weeks. After that win, we were 10th in the league, just behind Inter and just ahead of Tottenham. So a pretty damn good result, and 10th is around where we should be. I reckon looking at those teams, that's a pretty good placement for us in a Superliga. So next up we came up against Ansi. I'm not going to try to say the second part. And they've got a pretty good team with Eto'o up front. He's kind of the main problem. But the problem here is because Sarko was injured, we've now got Murty against Eto'o, which is never a good combination. And Eto'o looked dangerous early on there, just putting it wide. And then Gavinho takes on the defenders once again, does a lovely rainbow flick over this player, has a shot, but it's well saved, and I think Van Persie's offside anyway. Then Boussafar, the ex-Anderlecht player, plays in the central defensive midfield. He has a nice shot, but it's well saved. And at the start and at the halfway point of this game, it was 0-0. So pretty dull start to this one. But then a lovely ball over the top from Van Persie to Gavinho. I love that finish. It was kind of a chipped finesse, if that is even possible. Just kind of pokes it beyond the goalkeeper, way out of reach, right into the corner to give us the lead. And then Gavinho returns the favour to Podolski this time instead with a lovely ball over the top. Two of those in quick succession, and Podolski once again on that left foot smashes it in. I'd recommend him to anyone, you know, with a Manchester United Arsenal type career. He's such a beast, and even on Ultimate Team he's awesome. But then Carella Gonzalez finds Lakikov or Lakiyalov, who smashes it in. I wasn't expecting that at all. It was a brilliant goal, not much anyone could have done about that. But then Eto'o once again finds a bit of space and wastes it. And Eto'o once again beating Mertesacker pace, but again wastes the shot. He was pretty wasteful. So I decided to make two subs kind of to kill off the game. Wilshere came off for Walcott and Van Persie for Chamberlain. But in the 89th minute, Murty trying to hold off Chusili. Lakio finds it, and Eto'o is onside to finish. It's one of the most annoying goals ever conceded. If we look in the replay, after Eto'o does his celebration, there's a player on the far right, I think it's Giroud, just keeping him on there. So a very annoying and shit point to get. 2-2 against Anti, but I suppose at this point every point counts. One of the last games of October was against Real Madrid at home, and I gave Miyake a start to see if he could use his pace along with Walcott. And Walcott early on there, that was kind of the plan, get low crosses in, see if we could snatch an early goal. Benzema had a half chance, I suppose. And then Gavinho, once again, he's been pretty good for me this season, finding a chance. And then this goal is one of the weirdest I've scored. Van Persie trying to do a bit of skill, I told him to shoot and rockets it into the top left. I have no idea what was going on. Like, I was quite literally shocked. I thought, you know, have a shot, see if we could get a deflection for the corner, but look at this. Bang. Casillas has quite literally no chance, and I was shocked. Remy, of course, was back from suspension and played a pretty good game, just in the hole between Gavinho and Van Persie, but didn't quite have the conviction to get a goal for himself. Teixeira, as you can see there, held out Ronaldo pretty well in that first half, and at the half-time point I was 1-0 up, just like I was at Annecy, in the lead. So it was pretty... Oh no, I wasn't in the lead. Anyway, just like I've been quite a lot. I'm quite good at getting the early goal, but then, unfortunately, a good ball in finds Benzema in a bit of space. And then Benzema once again exploits Murty at the back and finishes almost, but it's a pretty good save. But then once again, Murty's nowhere to be seen, and Benzema finds a space to go through on goal. And he scores this time. I don't know what's going on there with Giroud. And then Real Madrid score another. Benzema completes his hat-trick in the 6th minute, and they score again. It was a blitz of goals from Real Madrid. Not much I could have done. But then Podolski goes and gets another goal for this episode. A pretty good goal on his right foot this time, and the game ends 4-2. So that guy's game tags in the way, but as you can see there, 4-2 to Real Madrid. Not too annoying considering we had Murty at the back. And the final game is against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. So a reasonably same level chance, I don't know. But again, a nice ball over the top from Giroud this time, finds Gavinho. Gavinho and Podolski have been amazing for me this year. On this game and in this mode, both online in Ultimate Team and on this. I mean, Gavinho, I don't know what Czech's doing there, but it's a brilliant finish from Gavinho to turn and put swivel. Lampard goes close there, and Torres also. Look at this tackle here. Boom. From Wilshere, closing him down brilliantly. And then Mata had a shot, but it's well saved. Chelsea were the better team in this first half. My goal was pretty fluky, I must admit. But once again, we go into the break in the lead. Then Sturridge, nice play on the outside, and just cuts it back to Lampard, and it's a low, hard-driven finish that Lampard is renowned for. Not much I could have done here. And then we get a corner, and it's a well saved from the header. Then we get another one, it's going in, it's cleared away, and then Danny Sturridge beats both players on the end and chips the keeper. A very, very annoying goal. Quite literally went from one end where we could have scored to another. Gavinho got a chance later on and really should do better there, but unfortunately the game ended 2-1 to Chelsea. One of the most frustrating games I think I've played this year, especially the goal. As you can see there, Piqué was even playing for Chelsea, so you could argue there wasn't, but it wasn't that bad. But anyway, we went at the end of the episode, we were 15th in the table. Probably should be doing better there. But anyway guys, thanks for watching and hopefully the results will get better. Cheers.